Mat training. You want to know the best thing you can teach your dog is mat training. So mat training is very different to them having a bed. So you might have their bed that they can come and go to, they can roll on, roll off, have toys, do whatever, self-release, go back on, all the rest of it. That's their bed. No problem, great. With mat training, what we're teaching your dog at this little place that I'm going to put you on is where you're going to stay until I tell you can get off. So it's 100% of the time we put them on and 100% of the time we're going to take them off. Now, this is not a punishment place. Some people say to me, oh, is this if they've been bad or if this when they're naughty? I want this to be a positive place for your dog to go, but I also want it to be a place that your dog understands, oh, this is where I relax. This is where I chill out. And this is where nothing else, I've got to stay here until I come off. So it's really handy if you have friends that don't like dogs. Maybe you've got the electrician coming over and you don't want your dog to jump all over them. You want to go to the cafe and you want your dog to be nice and calm. Or maybe you've got a really energetic dog that just needs to have a little bit of downtime. So mat training will teach your dog a nice calm place to relax. Now the way we do this, again, here in Australia, train on the left and we step off with our left foot. If you have a family member called Matt, then you might want to change the word. You could use place or rug, or you can still use mat, up to you. All right, so here we go. How do we do mat training? So we have our dog on the left side. We're going to step with our left foot and we're going to say the word mat. Now we're only going to say this once and we're not actually going to give our dog any other commands while they're on the mat. We're waiting for them to relax. And the first sign that your dog starts to relax is they're going to sit by themselves. The second phase, when they start to relax even more, is when they lie down. Now, if we give our dog that sit or lie down, they're in a command situation. We're waiting for their energy to drop. We're waiting for them to calm. So what we want to do, we step with that left foot, we say mat, we keep our dog on that mat. Now at first they might try and get off and wander over here and wander over there. So what you're going to do is just quick, gently, nice little corrections back onto the mat and just try and keep their 4 feet within the boundaries of that mat. When you get a mat, you want it to be the size of your dog. Okay, you don't need it to be massive. You don't need it to be fluffy and soft and all sorts of nice. This is just about them understanding a boundary. Okay, later on you could use something, if you went to the cafe and you've got a Great Dane and you forgot your mat, later on you'll be able to pull out a serviette and put that on the floor and say mat, and your dog will understand that. But initially get yourself something that you can use and that's easy to roll up and put away. So when you're not doing your mat training, you will fold your mat up and you'll put it away. And the first stage of your mat training is just to put them onto the mat and wait for them to calm down and lie down. Now, this can take 30 seconds, it can take 5 minutes, or it can take an hour or two. If you've got a really high drive dog that's really strong, or you've got an anxious dog, or you've got a dog that thinks it's their job to be in charge all the time, this is going to take a little bit longer. But please have patience. So when you start off your mat training, think to yourself, okay, I've got a couple of hours. Don't think I've got 5 minutes because you might be there for longer. All right, so set yourself up, go to the toilet, make sure you've got a drink, your phone's next to you, no one's gonna need you for a little while so that you can set yourself up for success with your first couple of rounds of mat training. Okay, so we've walked the dog up, we've stepped with our left foot, we've said mat. Now we wait. Finally, our dog lies down. Excellent. So what do we do now? Great question. We're now going to release our dog from the mat. How do we release our dog from the mat? We make sure, again, we position ourselves correctly so our dog is on our left side. And then we step with our left foot and we say, okay. And I use okay as a release word so that they know they've done a good job and they're free. Okay, easy. So now what do? Lots of repetition of that until our dog actually understands. As soon as we come up to the mat, they go, oh, cool. And they lie down and they relax. And that's our first stage of our mat training. This can take a few days. It could take a couple of weeks. It's really going to depend on the energy level of your dog and how consistent you are and how much you can do this, okay? But I want you to stick with it. See you next time for part 2 of mat training. Again, it's time to go and practice. Make sure you join me for the next module.